Hello, welcome to another night of watch, another drama in the UEFA Champions League. It's Barcelona against Inter Milan, two teams known for their fascinating attacking football. So it promises to be 90 minutes of intriguing, and fast flow football tonight in this encounter. Lamine Yamal, the 17 years old prodigy, will be making his 100th senior appearance for Barcelona. What a big night for that young man at the age of 17. Blew onto the big stage at the age of 15, and at 17 he'll be making his 100th appearance for Barcelona. Talk about the experience in that young man. So all eyes will be on him, and also on the striker of Inter Milan, talking about Lautaro Martinez, the Argentine, who is also prolific in front of goal. So these two players will actually be making all A's tonight when this game starts or kick off in this encounter. My name is Adem Michel. I'll be your host for tonight's watch along and commentaries on Premier Sports Fan Center. So do stay with us for the next 90 minutes and let us have fun on this program. And don't also forget to also subscribe to our YouTube channel talking about Premier Sports Fan Center, and you can always be with the family. Put on or come into the comment section and tell us how you feel about this match going on tonight. Yes, where players are already on the field right now and ready to get things going when it kick starts. It's Inter Milan against Barcelona tonight. Another interesting game in the UEFA Champions League, and you can see the fans, they are all in the stadium, really enjoying themselves. Talking about the Barcelona fans, because they are at home today and they're still basking over that emphatic victory over Real Madrid. It was a bit biting encounter between those two sides, talking about Real Madrid and Barcelona in the Copa, the Real final, which Barcelona won. So congratulations to all Barcelona fans around the world. And tonight, there's no Lewandowski for Barcelona, just like there was no Lewandowski when they played in the Carabao Cup final. Can they do it tonight again against Inter Milan for a position, for a stake in the final of the UEFA Champions League? Munich is where the final will be played. PSG has one leg in the final after the 1-0 victory over Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. They'll be having a date against Arsenal back there when they both face off at Paris, the Parc des Princes in Paris next week. So let's see if Arsenal will be getting that game back, or will it be PSG who will be taking full advantage of their advantage from the first leg and getting a resounding victory over Arsenal in the return leg. Is it the start of that encounter? And it's Inter Milan who attack first in this game in the first minute, and they're looking for a first goal, but just go there, we clear that for Barcelona. And what a way for Inter Milan to show their intentions in this encounter, that they are not yet to play. And that is the first goal. Took them 30 seconds, and it's Thuram who has pulled out into the back of the net. And Inter Milan are 1 up after 39 seconds in this encounter. What a game we're having tonight. Thuram with the first goal for Inter Milan. Barcelona fans won't know what has really hit them in the first minute of this game. We saw that coming right from the kickoff. Like I said, Inter are not yet to play tonight. They are yet to play all interesting football, all attacking football against this Barcelona side, and that is what you've gotten. Thuram with the first goal. The first ball was half cleared there by Jules Koundé, who I expect to be doing better from that situation, but he actually put it halfway there, and they crossed into the box from Dumfries, found the French international there, Thuram there, and put that into the back of the net. Chesney beating there. There was nothing the goalkeeper could do. And what a way to start this game. 30 seconds into it, Inter Milan are 1 up against Barcelona. But if there's one thing Barcelona knows how to do this season, it's always responding in like times. Let's see how they get back into this. Don't forget yesterday also in that one between PSG and Arsenal, it took PSG just 4 minutes to get the only goal in that game. Ousmane Dembele putting that into the back of the net after that assist from Kvaratskhelia. And tonight is Inter Milan, who has also showed the tension right there in the 30th seconds and putting the ball into the back of the net. Thuram with the first goal in this one. It's currently Inter Milan 1, Barcelona 0 as of the second minute of this encounter. They didn't even allow me to do the lineup before putting that into the back of the net. Looking at the home side, we're playing from the left of our screen is Chesney, who is the goalkeeper, Jules Koundé, Park Kubasi, Inigo Martinez, and Gerard Martin at the back four in this encounter. In the middle of the park is captain Frankie de Jong and Pedri. Up front is Lamine Yamal, Dani Olmo, and Rafinha. While the Loma striker who has to shoulder all the responsibilities of most of Barcelona goals tonight, Ferran Torres. On the side of Inter Milan, they came with Jan Sona, the goalkeeper. We also have Bastoni, Akebi, and Jan Bisek as the back three. In the middle of the park is Federico Di Marco, um, Mkhitaryan, Chalanoglu, Barella, and Dumfries. Up front, we have Lautaro Martinez and Marcus Thuram, the goal scorer. You look at Inter Milan midfield; it's so the depth of experience in that midfield is is really, really, fascinating to see tonight. Barcelona coming back in this one. Let's see if they'll be getting a goal. Fred Pedri on the ball there finds his midfield pair back into the part of Lamine Yamal. Yamal tries to put one into the box there, but he has DiMarco to beat and still goes ahead against DiMarco. A cross from Lamine Yamal without being the equalizer for Barcelona, but they couldn't put that into the back of the net. And Dumfries will clear for Inter Milan as they look to attack against Barcelona right now. Barcelona looks to regain possession, but Inter Milan holding on to it. They're back to Bisec. Bisec with a long one, but he lost that ball into the hands of Barcelona in the middle of the park. Barcelona looks to attack right now. Dani Olmo with the ball. Will he take a shot there? And yes, finds himself in the box there. He's cleared there by Inter Milan, who looks to finally clears the lines. And Barcelona back in possession. Inigo Martinez sends it out wide onto the wing there. And still Pedri on the ball. Returns the back to Gerard Martin. Martin looks inward into the attack there, but it's easily cleared there by Kebi and is out back into the parts of Barcelona. And Barcelona needs to be careful about that man up front there. Lautaro Martinez, he has a goal in him also in this game, so they have to be careful. They have to lock it up against him there. And here's Lamine Yamal attacking for Barcelona with his famous pass there from the outside of his feet. Tries to find Ferran Torres there, but he's caught out there. It's going to be a Barcelona's corner kick in the 5th minute. And we can see Barcelona, they're also doing everything possible in their power to come back in this one. 1-0, they currently losing that game. And I think Ferran Torres should also be doing better there. That was a close chance for him there to get the equalizer for Barcelona, but that chance just went begging in the part of the Spanish international. Corner kick there from Barcelona, easily caught out there by the Inter Milan defender there. Still going to be a throw into Barcelona. Gradually, they're settling into this encounter, but they've considered a goal. That is what really matters in this encounter. Back in play. Lamine Yamal on the ball there, looks inward into midfield, finds Pedri. And Pedri hold on to the ball, not in a rush, as Lamine Yamal was actually kicked there. Or Rafinha, sorry, was kicked there by DiMarco. That's a strong man in the defense for Inter Milan. You always get all these knocks here, and the referee was actually right there to whistle that as an infringement against the Barcelona winger. On the Brazilian drops this quickly into part of Pedri. Pedri returns it back and finds Lamine Yamal. Yamal holds onto the ball inwards, finds Pedri. Pedri drops it to his teammate Olmo. And here's Barcelona. Pedri in the box there. What will he make out of this? Still holds onto the ball, tries to play 1-2 with Lamine Yamal. Yamal on the ball there, has 2 men against him there, DiMarco and Barrera, and finds himself in the box there. What will he make out of that? Drops a pass onto the part of his teammate there, and still Barcelona in possession. Here's a chance for Barcelona to respond. Gerard Martin with the ball there, cross into the box there. Will that be a chance for Barcelona? He's the blocked outside there, but the referee says allows plays to continue. Says that was a fair challenge on the Barcelona player there, and you can see the Inter Milan players cycling the referee that was a dive from the captain Frankie de Jong, but the referee is not having any of that. Is Vieira having a view of that? All the time will tell. We're straight into the 7th minute, and we have still just 1-0 in that game. Got to that goal scored on the 1st minute, 30th second to be specific, by Marcus Thuram. Yeah, it shows that they are not yet coming to Barcelona to play tonight. They actually want to get back to the final of the UEFA Champions League. Lamine Yamal with the ball, and don't forget the last time Barcelona got to the semi-final of the UEFA Champions League was right there in 2015. And now they are looking to get back into the final of this UEFA Champions League. Barcelona attacking right now, and onto the pass is Gerard Martin with the ball there. Returns it into the middle of the park, finds some young Pedri. And here's Barcelona finding a way to break or penetrate through the Inter Milan defense. Lamine Yamal with the ball. He has 2 man caged on him there. Still Barcelona in possession. A chance for Barcelona. A cross into the box. Ian Soma, we gather that comfortably, as that is not going to be a threat against the Switzerland international there. Still 1-0, 8 minutes gone in that encounter between Barcelona and Inter Milan. Barcelona knows that they need to come back in this one in the first half, but Inter Milan are really coping and soaking all that pressure. We saw Inter against against Bayern Munich in the quarterfinal of the UEFA Champions League. And you have to agree with me that to defeat this Inter Milan, you just have to be so stubborn, because they know how they are so stubborn at the back. And you look at the midfield, the number of experience in that midfield. Canalogu is there. You have Mkhitaryan also in that middle of the park, and also Barella shows the depth in that midfield that Barcelona really need to play against them tonight. Yes, Barcelona back in possession of the ball there. Jules Koundé on the right wing with the ball there, comes forward to attack for Barcelona, finds the man of the moment here, Lamine Yamal, the 17 years old, who tries another pass inward here, but couldn't get straight into the path of Ferran Torres. DiMarco with the ball there, long one up front, and Inter Milan will look to attack, and almost the same way they got the first goal. Dumfries with the ball, tries to get one over Gerard Martin, but Martin got advantage of that and sends it back to the goalkeeper Szczesny, who has been beaten once in this encounter. A long one into the Inter Milan half, and back to Akebi, who goes back to the goalkeeper Jens Sommer there, and Sommer will hold on to the ball for Inter Milan. He's not in a rush to send that out. Yes, they're currently leading, so you don't have to be in a rush. And finds out Bisech back to Sommer, and Sommer will go out wide and looks long into the middle of the park, lost possession into the part of Dani Olmo. Barcelona will attack right, regains possession for Inter Milan, and Inter Milan will look to break out against Barcelona again, and they're really always ready to go on the run, and the referee allows play to continue, says it's advantage Inter Milan, but the Inter Milan players are not happy with that. And we also saw one push on the other side there. It was Lamine Yamal who was brought down, and this time around the players are back on their fields, and the game is ready to continue. It's 2 Inter Milan 1, Barcelona 0. Can Barcelona do the comeback in this one? Lamine Yamal having 2 names on him is really, really crazy to see in this encounter. You have Bastoni defending against him, and DiMarco both doubling up on the 17 years old Lamine Yamal. Yes, we all know he's the danger man for this Barcelona side. He's the go-to man for Barcelona, and that is the man you can always think of when Barcelona needs to attack Lamine Yamal. Once you can cut him out, believe me, you've cut half the threat of Barcelona in this encounter. Thuram, that is his 4th goal in the UEFA Champions League. 12 matches he has played for Inter Milan in this season UEFA Champions League, and that is his 4th goal. He's always a go-to man. The experience is there, and that one of our goals in this encounter between this Inter Milan and Barcelona. Inter Milan finally, gaining momentum in this encounter, going forward to attack there, and it's DiMarco on the ball there, returns it back in where there, finds his teammate who returns back to DiMarco. DiMarco will hold on to the ball as just going there to be, looks inward to find Mkhitaryan, who returns the cross into the ball. Here might just be a chance for a second goal, but still Inter Milan in a beautiful, nice position to attack, and a long one tries to play in Lautaro Martinez, but that will be getting to the Inter captain. Another straight shots. And that is that one side netting. You can see the intention from this Inter Milan side. No wonder some actually are tipping them to be the team of this UEFA Champions League season. They deserve to win the UEFA Champions League. Forget about Arsenal, who are still looking for their first final since 2005. But I think Inter Milan really deserve to win the UEFA Champions League. If you think otherwise, you can come into the comment section and tell us who you think deserve to win the UEFA Champions League 2024-2025 season. We are straight in the semi-final, the first leg of our 2 legs affair in this UEFA Champions League semi-final. The first one we saw PSG defeating Arsenal yesterday at home, and right now is Inter Milan also defeating or leading against Barcelona at home in Barcelona. Here's a chance for Barcelona with that big equalizer. What a chance for Barcelona, and that was to Ferran Torres, but he couldn't get it back of the net, and you can see the frustration on the face of the Barcelona manager, Hansi Flick. Ferran Torres should be doing better there. That was a life chance opportunity for him there, lifetime opportunity there. He found himself in the box. These are what you expect. These are the game. These are the kind of ball you expect him to be putting into the back of the net. That's what makes you a striker. Soma was rooted to the ground there. There was nothing he could do, and you could see the face of Lewandowski. He knows 10 times out of 10 that would have been a goal for him against Inter Milan there. Inter Milan will come out there to attack against Barcelona. The referee spotted an infringement, says that was an offside call, and Barcelona are currently playing the high-line football. We always know them too. And yeah, we have the 2 managers on this game there, Hansi Flick and Simon Inzaghi. two experienced manager when it comes to coaching football teams in this part of the world. Yes, Barcelona is just going there on the ball there, returns it back and finds a Paul Kubasi, and Kubasi will hold on to the ball there, returns it back to the goalkeeper Chesney, who has conceded one, but he's not a newcomer playing against Inter Milan, having kept for Juventus before coming to this Barcelona side, where he has won himself the Super Cup and also the Copa del Rey, and they are also topping in the La Liga on the La Liga table, and they're looking forward to seeing the possibility of them winning this UEFA Champions League. But one thing we've seen tonight is that Barcelona has not, Inter Milan has not really given them that opportunity to dictate the flow of the game. Lamine Yamal, who is making his 100th appearance for Barcelona on the ball there and lost possession there. It's going to be a throw into Barcelona. Just going there with the ball there, finds Lamine Yamal. Yamal returns back and finds Paul Kubasi. Kubasi, the 18 years old Barcelona defender, finds the experience in Inigo Martinez. And Inigo Martinez who goes out wide and finds Gerard Martin. Martin tries to play one straight into the path of Rafinha. Rafinha regains possession for Barcelona and approaches the Inter Milan box. Tries to play one out into the path of Lamine Yamal. But Inter Milan will clear their lines successfully by Akebi, and it's going to be a throw into Barcelona, quickly taken there by Barcelona, and yes, Barcelona attacking, looking into seeing if they can get their equalizer in this one. Just going there with the ball there and finds and also up to the task, it has to be Jan Sommer, the Switzerland international. He has a free kick, quickly taken there, straight into the path of Jan Sommer, and he half gathered that and back into the path of Lamine Yamal. Yamal will hold on to the ball for Barcelona, send another in-swinger into the ball. Inter Milan will clear their line halfway into the part of Barcelona. Barcelona still back in possession, sends it into the middle, finds Pedri, and Pedri finds Konde. Konde holds onto the ball, returns it back to Lamine Yamal on the wing. Lamine Yamal has Di Marco to beat there. Di Marco has Bastoni coming to help him. She down Lamine Yamal there and finally regains possession, but lost possession also back almost immediately to Barcelona. Just going there with the ball there. He has to go back and find his teammate there. Yes, still Barcelona finally getting a grip of this encounter because they finally put Inter Milan back into the parts where they want Inter to be. But Inter Milan are doing a lot of defensive work right now, but you don't have to take your eyes off them. Talking about this Inter Milan side, Bastoni with the ball there, takes a long one into the middle of the park, but Barcelona regains possession. They'll look to attack right now with a chance for Barcelona. But Bisek is there to actually call that out, and it's a throw to Barcelona right there, and it's going to be Jusconde taking that, and it takes it as quick as possible, finds his teammate back to Lamine Yamal. Seems all good things for Barcelona has to go through this 17 years old kid who I said is making his 100th appearance for Barcelona tonight. What a kid is that guy. And he has a backing part of Lamine Yamal, returns it back to just Konde. Konde looks in water, finds Pedri. Pedri with the ball there, returns it back into the part of teammate there. Yes, Barcelona attacking against Inter Milan. Yes, still Barcelona looking to get back into this one. Returns it, just Konde on the ball there. Went straight into the part of Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal has to win that ball back for Barcelona. Looks to attack right now. Can Lamine Yamal hold on to the? What can he make out of that? As Di Marco to beat and cuts inward with the ball, finds his teammate. He has a chance for Barcelona to find himself in the Inter Milan balls. Di Marco back as quick as possible to block the lines for Inter Milan. Barcelona gaining momentum into that one. Just they couldn't keep that in play, and it's going to be a throw into Inter Milan. We've seen 17 minutes played here at this encounter at Barcelona's home in this game. And Inter Milan still leading 1-0. Beautiful pass there from Pedri there. One thing about the Inter Milan guys is that you have to be ready for those knocks around your legs in this encounter. And also one of these Barcelona players, one of the important Barcelona players won't be going out injured at the end of the day. He has still 1-0 in this encounter. And while Barcelona were losing 1-0, he has always come into the studio whenever Barcelona are leading. Unfortunately tonight he has to get into the studio when Barcelona are losing. I can see the shock on his face, like how it took Inter Milan 30 seconds to break the back of Barcelona tonight. The Doc, you're welcome to Premier Sport Fan Center.
Thank you for having me, Shego, and good evening, fans. Good evening, viewers. Good evening, everyone all over the world of football. This is UEFA Champions League Day semi-finals, and this is the second semi-finals going on today. Day one of semi-final 2, and Barca is taking on Inter Milan, and of course, this is has always been a difficult tie to predict, and it is exactly as expected. And Inter Milan has just proven that by opening the goal net, putting one into the net of Barca. before you could say Jack Robinson. But that's the interesting part of this kind of encounters. You go and stir the hornet's nest, and then you expect to go home and sleep. No, you can't sleep now. The bees will bite you, and that's what we expect Barca to do here. Yes, you have strong you have cast the first stone. So let's see how Barca responds in this game. My prediction for this game is about that should be like 3-4 goals in this encounter. 4-1, 4-2, thereabout, or 3-1 in favor of Barca.
Okay, on the dog, yes, before we go back into commentaries, I have to bring you in about yesterday, Inter Milan. Oh, what a chance for Barcelona with that flashes across the goalpost. Ferran Torres. My biggest problem with this guy is the number of chances we missed. Clear-cut chances that you expect a striker to be putting into the back of the net. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the third one I'm seeing him lose today. And to think you're someone who stones and give Nicholas Jackson that stick each time. Why are you guys keeping Ferran Torres?
Because Ferran Torres is just a makeshift striker. He's not the striker. Unfortunately, Barca doesn't have a backup striker for Lewandowski as it stands. Basically because of the financial fair play rule, 1-to-1. They're still finding difficult registering Paul Victor as well as Daniel Olmo. And how do you get another full striker or hatchet man that is solid enough for Barca standard without breaking the banks or breaking some rules? And that's the challenge here. So Lewandowski injured, and you can see the vacuum pretty open. Ferran Torres has always been wasteful in front of goal. Always been wasteful in front of goal. And he has proven that again. That was a beautiful chance, begging for, just a connection. Just direct the ball. It was going in already. Anybody could touch it. But instead of placing it in between the posts, he placed it out of the post. And that's what he does a lot of times. But sometimes it gets through for us. Like in the last match against Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey final. He was the one that got through with the second goal, and that was a very, very important goal to keep Barca in the game.
That was the second goal. Barcelona has considered the second one in the counter. Dumfries with the second goal. He was the provider for the first, and he said that wasn't enough for him. He has to get a goal of his own. What a worthy goal! What an acrobatic goal from the Netherlands international to beat the Polish goalkeeper who is in goal post for Barcelona. And it's all going from bad to worse for Barcelona in this encounter. 20th minute in this game. Inter 2, Barcelona 0.
Well, as it is, this is a tie you cannot predict. It's very difficult to predict. Unfortunately, the defense was slack in there. There was a header, there was a drop ball, and the guy had to use his feet.
What was that blocking?
Pedri was going to use his head. Why didn't he put his head in the ball?
Wow.
Why allow him to use his feet?
You don't have to take away from that goal from Dumfries.
That was a beautiful move from Dumfries, but the defense was slack. The defense should have closed that ball up. And if Pedri had put his head in that, it would have been blown as a foul in favor of Barca rather than as a goal. Although he might have lost his head, his ability to continue the game, but it's unfortunate it's going like this. It's against expectation, but the game is still on. This is 21 minutes out of 90 minutes. They still have more time to play in this game. And knowing Inter Milan, the bad part of it is they play satanic football in the defense. They are even the senior brothers of Arsenal. I think they defend better than Arsenal. So when you're talking about satanic demonic football,
there's a reason why I don't want to say an Inter Milan versus Arsenal final. I would rather prefer having an Inter Milan or Barcelona in the final against PSG than having Arsenal, in that final come in to give us a satanic football. I'm not ready for that in the final. But Inter Milan are halfway through in this encounter. 20th minute 2-0 up against Barcelona. Who would have thought of that in this encounter?
The
Olympic company is looking like a dump ground right now, because it's the away side who are noisy tonight and showing their call-outs in this one that they are not here to play. And the way it is even looking more like if there will be a next goal in this encounter, it might be Inter Milan. They took the first one in the 30 seconds. 20 minutes into it.
Was the first one from a spot kick too?
No, it wasn't from a spot kick.
Open play.
It was yes, it was an open play goal. from them for them. Yes, Barcelona coming out looking for a response in this one. Lamine Yamal will long one into the box there. Yes, Soma will come out to gather that for Inter Milan, and he's not in any rush here. Like I said, the venue is Olympique Louis Campanis, and right here in Barcelona. The center referee tonight is Clementin Topping from France in this encounter, and we've seen 2 goals already. One from the French striker Thuram there, who got the first goal for Inter Milan, and also the second one for Inter Milan was scored by the Netherlands right back there, Dumfries in this encounter. 2-0 they lead against Barcelona. Barcelona not having a mountain to climb in this encounter. Can they crack this rock in Inter Milan defense? You can see how they are the way they're marking out on Lamine Yamal. He has to add players on him. There's no way even the Marco alone marking a player is really going to be a busy day for the winger. Talk less of not having DeMarco and Bastoni on him. How is he going to work out for him? And looking at 5 minutes,
this is the kind of game you expect Rafinha to come to the party. If Rafinha and Pedri can come to the party, and it's a
goal! What is that? What a way to celebrate your 100th appearance! What a way to what a way to announce yourself that yes, we are not here to play. Lamine Yamal has reduced the deficit for Barcelona in this encounter.
That was a solo goal.
That was a solo goal. Tonight we've just seen beautiful goals in this encounter. 3 goals already in the first 25 minutes of this game. Look at the solo run from Lamine Yamal. Pick his man and went into the box there and pick his spot. Soma
had no chance at all.
There was nothing the goalkeeper could do.
He had no
good
chance,
body movement,
absolutely.
good dribbling from Lamine Yamal. The last time I saw someone do this, this bad type of ball was Neymar at Barcelona. Beautiful goal, and what a way to show that yes, this game is not over.
You see, like I said earlier, this game will have many goals. I just don't want the goals coming on the end of Barca as a Barca supporter. Or rather, we have more goals now coming, against Inter, and Barca increasing the tally. Barca must end this encounter with about 2-3 goal margin. That's what can give them some comfort against the Nerazzurris when they go to San Siro next week, because the challenge here is that this game is not done and dusted on this field. This game is going to be decided at San Siro. So, but Barca can get the advantage if they can score many goals and get a 2-goal advantage over Inter. Then they can go to San Siro and play satanic football. Of course, they don't know how to play satanic football. These are angels. You can see them play to the galleries all the time. But it's going to be a difficult encounter on both legs. I just hope Barca can do enough to score at least 4 or 5 goals and create that margin, 2 to 3 goal margin in between them and Inter. Lamine Yamal again, going. He dribbles one. He passes. Hey!
How did you that DeMarco? That was DeMarco. That was DeMarco there, for Christ's sake.
Sent him to the
You don't
cleaners.
send DeMarco to the cleaners like that. Wow. Swept him on the floor there. And the woodwork.
Oh my God, it was the woodwork translate.
Inter Milan there. What a chance for Lamine Yamal. What is now into this game. And it's game on in this encounter. Look at that goal. Beautiful. A beauty to the eye. There was nothing Soma could do there. What a game we are having tonight.
What a game.
Game on in this encounter is game on at Olympique Louis Campanis in this game between Barcelona and Inter Milan. But Barcelona don't really need they need to be careful at the back right now. Because when you think of Inter Milan are taking their foot up the pedal, that is when they shock you the most. So they really need to be careful at the back.
Oh yeah, the defense. Barca defense has not been effective with defending area balls, especially spot kicks, and that's been a serious issue. Even with Araujo on the field, they still considered a good number of area ball, spot kicks, and the rest of them. But with Inigo Martinez, I actually expected something better. With Inigo Martinez, Paul Kubasi is instinctive, but the young man is still not very experienced. There's only a little he could do moving around the defense line. With Araujo on the bench, I think in the second half, Araujo should come in for Gerard Martin, and Inigo Martinez could go out to the flanks go and play the 3, so Araujo can stay in defense at the central back with Pau Kubasi, while Martinez moves to the left, and that can solidify. That's actually the combination I expected Hansi Flick to start with, but I think Hansi Flick wanted more of an attacking formation than a defensive formation. If you had started with Inigo on the left back with Araujo and Pau Kubasi in the center, and Barca could have been more secure.
Okay, as a back end player, we can see the beautiful goal
Lord.
from Dufresne. Three beautiful goals tonight we've seen in this encounter. Two from Inter Milan and one from Barcelona to show that yes, this is actually the match of this semi-final round. 28 minutes into this game, we've seen them 3 goals already, and that is one thing about beautiful and interesting matches. The time just keep on going as early as possible. When do we start into the studio? And then we're already straight into the 29th minute, 1 minute away from half an hour mark of football in this encounter. The duck is not yet settled in the studio because his team are still losing 2-1 in this encounter. Barcelona back in possession. Pau Kubasi will finds what's it called? Just Conde there, and Conde tries to play in the Barcelona only goal scorer in this encounter, Lamine Yamal, but back in place, back to Just Conde there. Conde holds onto the ball for Barcelona, looks inward into the middle of the park. Barcelona gradually coming all out against this Inter Milan side. I'm here to see Dani Olmo, much of Dani Olmo in this encounter. I need to say that his foot is just the way I saw him in that game against Real Madrid. That was a beautiful game. Congratulations for the Copa del Rey win there. Barcelona back in possession. Look at our
time. We'll take all the congratulations.
But a chance for them into the box there. With that beat straight into the hands of Soma. Soma's with the rescue there to the rescue. Dani Olmo, when I was just asking of him, and showed himself on the screen that yes, I'm present on this one in between 2 players. Beautiful, talented player there into the box. And he tries. I think he did his best there. That was the best he could have done. After struggling through, the parts of 2 players in the defense of Inter Milan. And it looks like the Inter Milan midfield has crumbled right now. Lamine Yamal with the ball there, sends one into the box there. So much to the rescue for Inter Milan. And Barcelona having to ask themselves, how did that not go close to be a goal? And gradually, Barcelona coming into this one. Inter Milan back in possession, sends a long one, tries to play in, but returns it and drops into the path of Inigo Martinez, who looks inward into midfield. And Barcelona will try again for the second goal in this encounter, and they keep on knocking on the door of Inter Milan for that second goal. Yes, Barcelona back in possession, a chance for them to attack against Inter Milan. Pedri with the ball there and returns it back into the path of his teammate there. Yes, still Barcelona returns it back, and he looks that was Gerard Martin who tries to play one into the box there, and the referee spotted on the infringement, but since play continues and allows advantage on Inter Milan. And here is Dufresne with the ball there, returns it back to the goalkeeper, and we find Bastoni we find and yes, Pedro going on a solo run, if I'm not mistaken, drops it onto the part of his teammate across, but that won't threaten Yoma. It won't stop the Switzerland goalkeeper, and into his hand right there. 34th minute of this game, we've seen 30 minutes of interesting beauty football at its best in this encounter. 3 beautiful goals we've seen in this encounter. That was the last dish and save there from Soma.
Yeah, that touch, that slight touch was just enough to get it off the legs of the running defenders or the strikers of Barca. And as it was, even their own players could have just touched that ball into the net and considered an own goal if Soma had not put in that last stage effort to just put a hand to that cross from Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal, so far, if you want to rate this young man, you're going to be rating him 9.5 at present over 10. He has been fantastic. He has provided. He has scored. He has put in so much big chances, which a lot of players have fumbled. What does Dani Olmo do with this? Oh, he's
asked him to stand up. That was a fair challenge on the Barcelona player. Inter Milan looking to break out on the solo run there. It might just be a chance for them to go 2 against 3 there, but Barcelona regains possession. Just going there. I think that should have been a free kick to Inter Milan there, and that is one of those things you get from that young man in the middle of the park. Barrera for Inter Milan. Barcelona back in possession, looks to attack, sends it back to Lamine Yamal. Yamal holds onto the ball. He has Damaco to beat again. He has beat him twice in this encounter. He does it into the middle of the park and finds his teammate Pedri. Is that? And yes, still Barcelona. Is that Pedri?
No, that's De Jong.
Oh, De Jong. Okay. Here's De Jong on the ball for Barcelona. Switches position and finds on Lamine Yamal. Yamal with the ball there. What will he make? Sends across into the box.
Oh, nobody.
And I think
and this is where
Rafinha should have timed that run Ferran Torres was in the middle. He has a, he has
He
a
should,
push
he
the
should have
ball.
actually.
What's it called? Rafinha should have gone through the back, knowing fully well that
But
that was
Torres was attacking
If Torres
in
has
front.
lost the ball, he should have got it straight into the part of what's it called of Rafinha
Rafinha.
there. But the communication wasn't there.
And those are the kind of passes that Lewandowski converts. Because he has the height and he has the eyes for those goals. He's been trained. He's a veteran in that position. Unfortunately, Barca doesn't have that. Even if it's just Thuram you have in that position, he could have converted 2 more chances, with his little experience compared to Lewandowski. But as it is, the way it is right now, if Ferran Torres will need to be up, then he needs to put in much more effort in order to produce something from all the crosses and all the squabbles from Lamine Yamal, which are so numerous. Even Dani Olmo, Pedri, all of them have been giving him so many passes. They've been serving him so well. Until Lamine had to do a solo run, nobody was able to convert for Barca. Look at it again. Lamine Yamal! And oh my God!
Barcelona.
Nobody at the end of it.
Question: how are they going to break the back of this Inter Milan side? They really need a prolific man up front there to put all those trusting balls on Lamine Yamal. Is dropping into the box. It looks like to be the only man in form for this Barcelona side. Look at that chance there. Oh, Soma again comes to the rescue for Inter Milan.
What was Rafinha waiting for? Rafinha could have gone for that ball instinctively before Somers. That's what a Suarez would do. He's going to jump in front of Somers and get the ball.
And unfortunately, they don't build strikers like Luis Suarez anymore. And yes, Barcelona attacking. Just Koundé with the ball there. Finds Lamine Yamal. Returns back to Just Koundé. What will Koundé make after that? Beats one, beats two. Returns it back into the part of his teammate. Back to Lamine Yamal. Yamal with the ball there. Sends across into the ball. Soma we come out together that comfortably. And Inter Milan will look to eat out on the counter. And goes onto the ball there. Cross across the pitch there. Tries to play in the Mkhitaryan. But that will be getting to him there. Barcelona back in possession. And here's the captain, the standing captain for Barcelona, Frankie de Jong on the ball there. Drops it into the middle. Barcelona will look to attack with almost immediacy. And here is Pedri on the ball there for Barcelona. What will he make out of that? Still holds onto the ball and finds his teammate with the ball there. Rafinha returns it back to Pedri. Pedri with the ball goes out wide and finds Just Koundé. Koundé looks inward and finds Olmo. Olmo tries to beat Bastoni there, but Inter Milan regains possession, looking to break out of those tiny positions. DiMarco on the run with the ball for Inter Milan. What will he make out of that? Drops it into the path of his teammate there. Yeah, is Inter Milan still in possession of the ball? Bastoni on the ball there, almost losing the ball and lost it finally to Barcelona, who looks to attack right now. Here's a chance for Ferran Torres. Back in play. Here is a still chance for Barcelona with a beat. Yes, Soma with another worthy save there for Inter Milan.
Oh my God.
And this young man is the reason why Inter Milan are still leading in this encounter. Beautiful chances we've seen, beautiful clearances, beautiful, top-notch reflexes we've seen from Jan Soma in this encounter. What a top-notch goalkeeper he is. That was a full stretch from the goalkeeper and to deny Olmo a chance at goal there. And yes, Barcelona has a chance from a corner kick immediately. And it's Rafinha who is standing on this corner kick for Barcelona in the 37th minute of this encounter. Time is fast ticking, clock is fast ticking in this one. But let's see if Barcelona will get the second goal. Easily cleared there by Inter Milan, and Barcelona back in possession. Inter regains possession, looks to attack against Barcelona, who regains possession, but in the middle of the park is Inter. DiMarco on the ball there, and goes onto it for Barcelona, who regains possession, looks to attack again. DiMarco in the thick of action there, and the referee says there was an infringement against the Italian defender, but allows place to continue. And yes, Barcelona's advantage, looks to attack there. And yes, Dani Olmo on the ball there, returns it back into part of his teammate there. Just going there on the ball, finds Pedri. Pedri looks inward into the middle of the park, finds his teammate there. Barcelona looks to attack. Rafinha on the ball, if I'm not mistaken, and sends it back to and finds Gerard Martin. And yes, still Barcelona attacking against Inter Milan, looking to break out. But you have Inter Milan with about 8 of their players back defending for them in this one. And here's a chance for the second goal. And oh my God! Barcelona are back in this. And it's Ferran Torres with the equalizer. It's never a die moment. It's never say never moment for Barcelona. They know how to come back from this kind of situations. And what a duel made there. What a combo there between Pedri and Ferran Torres to combine for that Barcelona equalizer. It's game on in this game. 2-2 at the 38 minutes. Over 4 goals already in the first half.
Yeah.
What a game we're having in the second half.
What a game. So as I predicted
Oh, that was
earlier,
Rafinha with the assist.
this is a game that will attract many goals because as was done, Inter Milan actually struck first. They have stirred the honest nest, and they will get the wrath of the bees. The bees are going to bite, and I hope they bite very well. This game, Barca should get a 3-goal margin, worst case 2-goal margin advantage to take to San Siro. And as you can see, Inter has been soaking up pressure a lot because they didn't want to lose the goal advantage they had. But I think they're going to open up a little bit more. I think they're still comfortable to have the draw away from here, but it's not going to end like this. So I still see so many goals coming on the side of Barca, in favor of Barca against Inter, because Barca will not stop attacking until they finish this thing. In fact, I had a dream that Barca will score like 6 goals in this game. Some people are laughing at me already, but it's all good. We're watching. Thank you, Barca. You're doing us.
Game on in that encounter straight into the 39th minute, approaching the 40th minute. What a crazy, mad 40 minutes we've had in this encounter. And the Olympico is really seeing magic tonight. Barcelona coming back from 2 goals down to level up things at 2-2. We had the first goal from Marcus Thuram in the 32nd. Dumfries double the lead for Inter Milan in the 21st minute. Lamine Yamal reduced the deficit at the 24th minute, and Ferran Torres put it at equal at the 38th minute. And it's currently 2-2 between Inter Milan and Barcelona in this encounter. Just Koundé is currently down there. I'm very sure Barcelona won't really want to see that.
No,
They'll be sweating on that.
We don't want to see that, please. We don't want to see that. Your Koundé is so important to this team.
Pedri, what a pass there. Look at that, a perfect niche pass there. That was every inch perfect from him. And gets down, the head of Rafinha, who dropped out onto the path of Ferran Torres. Torres had nothing to do there. Anything else than scoring that.
just make a contact. Any contact will be fine. That's
what we're currently having another encounter between Barcelona and Inter Milan. It's 2-2 as it stands right now at the 41st minute. And Barcelona might be forced into making a substitution. Eric Garcia is currently warming up there, and he might be thrown into this encounter. I doubt if Koundé can continue.
That's going to be bad. Koundé is so important to this team. And he's been the most consistent player we had in Barca for so long. He's not been injured. He's not been out for injury for any game all season.
Yeah, it stands right now. It's still 2-2 between these two sides in this encounter. Yes, back in place. Barcelona in possession of the ball. And they look to attack again against this Inter Milan side. Here's the Ferran Torres on the ball. They lost possession. Referee spotted an infringement against him there. And it's going to be a free kick to Inter Milan right there. I'm sorry, to Barcelona right there. And they look to respond against Barcelona, against Inter Milan. Can they get the third goal?
Oh my God!
And yeah, it's going to be a substitution. Finally, Eric Garcia coming in for Just Koundé, who can't continue this encounter. Is that a bad substitution?
Well, look at the options on the bench. The depth is pretty shallow in that department. You're looking for someone who can defend and somebody who can play as well as a good wing back or left back, supporting Lamine Yamal, supporting Dani Olmo in that side. And you don't want to bring in a Hector Fort into this kind of game at this level because he's not experienced. He's pretty low with experience. Yes. Oh.
Okay, let's see how it goes down for Barcelona right there in the 43rd minute of this encounter.
That was a wicked deflection. Look at the deflection.
Look at that wicked deflection there from the Inter Milan defender. Here's the corner kick to Barcelona. Rafinha standing on this corner kick duties for Barcelona there. Takes a shot one, finds on Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal with a cross. Easily cut out there by the Inter Milan defender. Back in place, Barcelona attacking right there with the ball there. And looks to send it into the part of Lamine Yamal. Beautiful turn from Lamine Yamal. Sends one into the box here. Might just bring a chance for Barcelona start. But they were crowded in the box there. And Inter Milan will break out on the counter.
But
this great chance for Inter third there. And looks inward into the middle. Returns the bag into the middle of the park there. And you're still Inter Milan. And yeah, he's looking to attack there. It's going to be a throw-in to Inter Milan against Barcelona. Barcelona takes the throw in there. The final made that substitution. Eric Garcia with the throw in finds Paul Kubasi in the defense. Paul Kubasi looks inward into midfield. Finds Pedri. Pedri attacks with the ball there. Returns it back to Frankie de Jong, who finds on Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal has really been handful for what's he got for DeMarco in this counter. It's going to be a throw in there to Barcelona. Is it throw in to Barcelona? What really happened there? Oh, I think there was an head kick on Lautaro Martinez. What's really happening to him there?
Maybe he got a knock. I hope they substitute him too. I just take them out 1-1. Yeah, we're equal.
We'll be able to continue. The talisman for Inter Milan, though no goal in this encounter. Talking about Lautaro Martinez, the Argentine World Cup winner. He's yet to have a goal in this one, but he's always a man you can always depend on when it comes to getting putting the ball into the back of the net. It's still 2-2 in that encounter. What a turnaround! What a story for Barcelona in this game, from 2 goals down to finding themselves on 2-2 in this encounter. We've seen that before from Barcelona.
Yeah, what exactly what happened to Lautaro Martinez now that made Lamine Yamal stop the game is so important, because Lautaro was not marked.
Yeah,
he was on his own and he just stopped the ball.
He felt dizziness,
gave it to the other person, and then he held his head in a position of dizziness, like fainting. And that's one of the things that FIFA is trying to preach now. So health of the player of games, that players should stop games to help others, even if they are not your teammates. And that's a good sportsmanship from Barca there to support Inter Milan. Let's see how God rewards them for this.
Yamal with the ball there. He still has the 2-man to beat there. Bastoni and DeMarco. Yes, Barcelona in possession of the ball, looking to attack right there. Turns it back to attacking way there. And yes, Gerard Martin tries to send one into the box there. Really, he's a good player though. But how much you guys have missed Alejandro Bade?
Alejandro Bade is just like Koundé. Both of them are so irreplaceable.
What is this?
They're irreplaceable right now. Balde is doing fantastically well in Barca, as well as House Koundé. This guy shouldn't get himself injured, please. We don't need another injury from Lamine. Lamine cannot afford to be injured.
Ooh.
Stepped on his hand.
Stepped on his hand. Yeah. Stepped on his hand. That might probably be a yellow card to DeMarco there. Let's see that again. Ooh. That doesn't look intentional though.
No, it wasn't intentional.
Okay, as we have a 2-minute additional time in this encounter. We're straight into the 50th second of the first minute, and Barcelona in possession of the ball, looking to get the third goal in this first half. Can that be possible? They have 1 more minute to find that goal in this game. It's 2-2 between Barcelona and Inter Milan as it stands right now. Still Barcelona in possession of the ball. Returns back into the part of his teammate there. Returns it into the midfield. Yes, still Barcelona on the ball there. Eric Garcia on the touch with the ball after coming on to replace the injured Jules Koundé. Returns back to Park Kubasi. Kubasi on the ball for Barcelona. Returns it back to the goalkeeper. Szczesny with the ball there for Barcelona. What will Szczesny make out of that? And he goes onto the ball there. Returns it into midfield. Yes, still Barcelona attacking. Finds Rafinha, if I'm not mistaken. Returns it back to Gerard Martin there. Martin back to the goalkeeper. And you can see the number of attempts for Barcelona in this game. 10 total shots, 3 for Inter Milan, 2 shots on target for Inter Milan, 5 shots on target for Barcelona, 2 shots on target, and then 2 goals in this encounter. Shows that yes, when they come out to attack, you just have to be careful of how they bite or bite against you. And that is halftime in that encounter. Inter Milan went into the lead 2-0 up in this encounter. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't keep that till the end of 45 minutes. Barcelona came back into the game with 2 goals, one from Lamine Yamal and Ferran Torres with a second for Barcelona at the 38th minute. 2 goals for Inter Milan also It was Marcus Thuram with the first goal and Dumfries with the second in the 21st minute. What a first 45 minutes we've
What
had
a
in the
first
second part.
45 minutes that this kind of encounter, it might like I expect like a 6 goal kind of game, or even more than 6 goals, because Barca is going to come out, try to score more, and they might leave a loophole behind. They might made some mistakes with their high lines, which Inter Milan can capitalize on, like they did in the first half. And if that happens, then we have a challenge coming up with Barca. But I think Barca should get the better of this game, and I think Barca should come off this game with about 2-3 goal margin.
Okay, we'll go. Break. Okay, but we've seen the first 45 minutes in this encounter. Yeah, what has really interested you in this first 45 minutes?
Yeah, the major challenge here had been Inter Milan scoring before Barca, but it's 2-0. We will have been more pleased, we'll have been happier, but Inter got some chances and they took those chances, and the game margin is now 0, which is not good enough playing at home in Spain, because by the time you go to San Siro, it's not going to be the same ball game. It's going to be a different episode entirely, with the Italians, Nerazzurris, making a lot of noise and attacking from all sides. A way they can play satanic football, but I don't think they'll go and play that at San Siro. I think they'll try and play balanced football. They'll populate the midfield and then try and release Lautaro Martinez and Thuram and give them jobs to do. And Dumfries is a wonderful wing back too. He can actually sneak behind defenders, which and we still don't have Balde. The hope is that we can have Balde and Lewandowski for the second leg, because they have been training. Yesterday they trained, but not with the team. They trained individually. Hopefully they can come in before the next episode, and those are players that can add a lot of value to the quality in Barca. The depth also will increase a lot. So far so good. Barca has not let us down. Considered 2 goals, scored the 2 goals back, which made a statement. They're just trying to send some statement out, like we're in this, and irrespective of the errors made in the first minute, we can still catch up. And they caught up, and it's still going as planned.
Okay, that's a crazy first half we saw at the Barcelona Stadium in that game between Barcelona and Inter Milan. 2-2 at halftime. The first goal was scored by Marcus Thuram in the first minute. Dumfries with the second in the 21st minute. Lamine Yamal with Barcelona's first in the 24th minute. And also the second goal for Barcelona was scored by Ferran Torres in the 38th minute. We still have a big 45 minutes to come in this encounter. We'll go on a quick breather. We'll come back. More analysis on Premier Sports Fan Center. fans' reaction on Premier Sports Fan Center, and it's the first day of the return leg of the UEFA Champions League, and Barcelona and PSG have made their entrance into the semi-finals of the 2024-2025 UEFA Champions League, and I'm here with the dog, and you can see him full of smile. Barcelona through, though a disappointing game for Barcelona, losing 3-1 at Borussia Dortmund, but they've done the needed during the first leg, and yet they are through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, so Barca has qualified for semi-final first time since 2015, and that's what's celebrating. It actually doesn't matter how ugly it was or how they had to get through, but getting through is what matters. This was a game of two legs. Barca won on the aggregates, 4-0 at home, and then losing 3-1 away, which gives them a 2-goal margin at aggregate. So Barca fans all over the world were happy. Catalonians are happy. At the boardroom, they are happy. So that's just it for us.
Okay, now it's more about taking it one game at a time, from the semi-final to the final. You guys are just two games away from winning on the big years. That's the UEFA Champions League. How is it really going to feel like seeing this young crops of players, lifting this UEFA Champions League for Barcelona?
Oh, it's going to be a fantastic experience. It's an experience.
Welcome back from the breather. We're still in the studios of Premier Sports Fan Center discussing the game between Barcelona and Inter Milan, and thanks for staying with us on this program. Yes, it's still the halftime analysis of that game. That interesting tie between Barcelona and Inter Milan, 2-2 at halftime. The doc, let's talk about some players on the side of Inter Milan. We'll start with Inter Milan, sorry. And we have to talk about Jan Sommer. Fantastic goalkeeper he has been in this first half.
Yeah, Jan Sommer has, on a scale of 10, he's got about 7 thereabout in this game, and what he has been able to achieve was to secure the net for Inter Milan, because Barca has hit Inter several times, about 7-8 times, and Sommer has saved them about 7 out of 9 or 6 out of 8 of that. His saves have been wonderful. So many crosses, so many score plays from Lamine Yamal, from Pedri, from these guys that Sommer has just been putting a hand to. And then, of course, the woodwork has seemed to be working for him as well, helping him out with the ones he couldn't touch. But as it is, Sommer is doing so well in the defense line. It's about their best defender.
Okay, let's talk about some of the statistics for this game before we return for the second half. 10 total shots for the home side, Barcelona, 3 total shots for Inter Milan in this encounter. It seems that, yes, it was an early rush for Inter Milan in this encounter, and once Barcelona got hold of this encounter, Inter Milan actually faded off in this encounter. 4 total shots on target for Barcelona, 2 shots on target for Inter Milan, and those two metamorphed into the 2 goals for Inter Milan. And talking about being prolific in front of goal, that was my argument during Barcelona and Real Madrid game, the Carabao Cup final. I saw the number of total shot Barcelona took in that game, but putting the ball into the back of the net is a problem. And we're at a stage of the UEFA Champions League where every chance really matters.
Yeah, you can't actually put it all on Barca right now, because the hatchet man Lewandowski is out to injury, and he's been out for 2 weeks now. I mean, for a whole week. He has missed about 2 matches, 2 important matches. The Copa del Rey final is one of them. He missed that, and he's missing this match. He's not even in the selection for this match. So a makeshift striker had to be put in place. We know Ferran Torres has always been a winger, never a hatchet man. He doesn't have the qualities, the height, the drive, the power of a hatchet man, but he has to play the role. Somebody has to fill that position. So most of the time he gets the ball, he gets to put it behind the net, but he's not effective at it. He's better at delivering score plays, better at delivering final balls than to shoot into the net himself. However, he's been able to convert one of the chances, which is good enough if you ask me. And in the last encounter Barca had as well, Copa del Rey, so many chances created, so many shots at goal, so many saves from the goalkeepers. You can't take credits away from the goalkeepers as well. Some of them had to dive double their sizes to save those shots. Remember Courtois doing a lot of gymnastics for Real Madrid, and Sommer here has been doing frog leaping up and down, trying to ensure the ball doesn't cross the line for goals for Inter Milan. So in as much as Daniel Olmo had chances to put some shots through, which Sommer neutralized, as well as Pedri. So we expect Barca to keep on shooting, because if you don't shoot, don't expect to get goals. They should keep on firing at the goalpost of Inter Milan, and as much errors that their goalkeeper and the defense can make will yield to the benefit of their objective at the end of the day.
Okay, that's all we will talk about this halftime without talking about that young man Lamine Yamal. We saw him, took what was it called, Dimarco, and used Dimarco in mopping the hole of the Olympico Stadium. That was really beautiful to see from a 17 years old player who is making his 100th senior appearance for Barcelona tonight.
Yeah, and at 100 days, at 17 years, 17 years, 278 days, at that. And he's not even 18 yet. He was compared to Messi. Messi didn't, at 17, Messi had not made 100 games for Barcelona. So he's going to set a new record today, being the youngest to make 100 game mark for Barca. And he's doing it so fantastically well. He's not playing like a 17-year-old. He's delivering passes, delivering crosses, score playing, and diving in himself into the dangerous area of the opponent. On 2-3 occasions, he created chances that could have culminated into goals. A particular one, he did a combo with Dani Olmo, which, if it was released, could have taken a shot. And one, Dani Olmo took a shot, and the one he was able to run at himself, he did a solo run and got the first goal, the breaker for Barcelona here. So Lamine Yamal is just a fantastic young man. And the good thing I like about the young man is that these things are not getting to his head. At 17, doing so much, with so much accolades, so much trophies that is already earned, you expect some players to start developing double shoulders. Yeah, but this guy is still as respectful. He actually granted a press conference and he said he wants to be a player that will be remembered for for being respectful and respecting others and putting in his best as his parents had trained him. So this is a guy that was well trained at home, and we can see his gameplay actually showing that.
Okay. Lastly, what does the future hold for Lamine Yamal? 17 years, 100 appearance.
For me,
and still has about,
he still has about 20 years to play football. Good football. If Lionel Messi is going to serve 37 years, he's still doing so well, rocking America. And tonight, he's going to be trying to do a remontada against Vancouver Whitecaps in the MLS. Not in the MLS League, but the Champions League, equivalent of Champions Cup for AFC at 37. You can see Cristiano Ronaldo still banging in the goals at 40 plus. He's going to 41. And this Lamine Yamal is 17 here. If he gets to play that long, this guy is going to break all the records. He's going to set new records. And the last time we saw somebody do that was Messi and Ronaldo. And maybe Lamine Yamal may just be the next revolution that the world of football has been waiting for, because we expected Neymar to do it. He couldn't. Expected Mbappe. Mbappe is already 25, and at 25, he's not even got one Ballon d'Or. So he can't do the records. But Lamine Yamal stands a good chance at this stage. If he continues to make progress the way he's making, under good coaches and with very good management from his managers and parents, I think the sky is not even his limit at all.
All right, it's the start of the second half in that encounter, and we're back in for the next 45 minutes of this encounter. On both sides have been forced into making substitutions in this encounter. Barcelona brought in Araujo and we replaced Gerard Martin, like you predicted in the first half. And also Inter Milan were forced out to make a substitution, withdrawing Lautaro Martinez and replacing him with Mehdi Taremi. Yes, everybody who watched FC Porto will always remember that name, Taremi. So those are the two substitutions made at halftime. Araujo coming in for Gerard Martin. How is he going to play out? How is Barcelona going to set up their defense right now?
Okay, so this was the formation I expected Hansi Flick to start with, because this gives them more strength in the back, and with more strength in the back, the midfielders can rove better. They won't have to look over their shoulders all the time. Araujo has the height, he has the strength, the power, and he has the speed as well to catch up with the Turams.
Lautaro is out.
The Dumfries, the Taremis, and the rest of them that may want to launch counter-attacks. And as much as Araujo makes quite a number of mistakes, costly mistakes, he's still preferred in that center in this kind of game when you're playing Inter Milan, so the midfielders can actually have some room to rove.
So right now, how is the defense going to set out? 'Cause
Okay, so
they've
number
withdrawn
two,
a left back right now.
yeah, so the left back has been withdrawn, the right back has been withdrawn.
Yeah.
Koundé had to go out for injury, and Eric Garcia, who also is a utility in the defense, came in for Jules Koundé, and Gerard Martin has been taken off for Ronaldo Araujo. And what that means is Pau Kubasi will have to pair Ronaldo Araujo in the center of the defense, while
Inigo moves to the left.
Inigo Martinez moves to the left to cover that space for Gerard Martin. Otherwise, they can run a three-man back and make Eric Garcia move forward more easily to support the attack of Lamine Yamal from the right side.
Okay, we also have it looks like Femi Lopez is also warming up for Barcelona,
As well as
probably.
Ansu Fati.
And also Ansu Fati. Maybe we will not be seeing much from Lamine Yamal in the second half. Yes, coming into this game, I think 5 minutes before the game, there were rumors that yes, he had a knock during the warm up, but that knock.
Let him score the second
he
goal
came
or
into
third
this.
goal
He
first.
came into this game not looking like someone who was rumored to have a knock. He has been everywhere. Full of menace against what's it called, the Marco in the second half. Barcelona started from where they stopped in the first half in the second half, and Lamine Yamal was driving around, and you can see the way they're sandwiching him in the middle of all the Inter Milan players there. I think they really want to get him out of this game because he has been their tormentor in chief in this whole encounter. 49 minutes gone in that encounter, which means we've seen about 4 minutes in the second half of this game. It's still 2-2 between Barcelona and Inter Milan. Inter Milan will be breaking out from the back right now and looking to get back into early lead. One thing they've not done in the second half is get a 30 seconds goal into the second half, just like they did in the first half. So right now we've seen 4 minutes of action in the second half. Bastoni with the ball there for Inter Milan. Comes forward with the ball. What will he make out of that? Looking inward into the midfield and finds his teammate here. But Inter Milan will attack right there. And here's Dumfries on the ball there. Drops one into the path of his teammate here. It's a chance for Inter Milan. And that might just be it. Oh, what a wasted effort there from DiMarco. And you can see it on the face of the manager. You expect that going into the back of the net. Good combination between Bisek and Dumfries to combine together to play one into the box of the Barcelona team. And everybody that eluded everybody in the box there. And onto the part of DiMarco, who I expect to be doing better there. But that was an overheated pass from the Italian international. And here's back in play. He's rushing against Barcelona in the early stages of the second half. 5 minutes gone into this game. Barcelona Inter back of the park, but Barcelona regains possession. Szczesny with the ball there takes a long one into the middle of the park. What a first 5 minutes we've seen in the second half. These two sides are not resting from where they stopped in the first half.
Yeah, so what relaunch of the attack from Inter Milan in the second half, especially knowing that Barca's attack has been deflated with Jules Koundé taking off. And Jules Koundé had been an important part of the attack in the build-up all the time, but he's off. And Eric Garcia is a weak person in that position. He's not used to playing the right wing back or right full back. He's rather plays from the midfield or he plays in the central defense. That's his position. But as it is, I think Inter Milan will play. They will pay for that assumption by conceding goals because the field is more open right now. You can see DiMarco leaving Lamine Yamal to go and take a shot from the cross of Dumfries. So both wing backs or both defenders of Inter Milan actually went forward in that position. A quick counter attack between Rafinha, Olmo, and Lamine Yamal could cost Inter Milan a lot.
And Inter Milan will attack against Barcelona there, but the goalkeeper Szczesny to the rescue. I think that will really mount, and that won't really count. Sorry, as the referee said, that was an offside call against the first goal scorer in this game, Marcos Thuram there. Oh, I think Vera would have been interested in that if that had gone into the back of the net. But the referee says that was an offside call. Barcelona will start play there, and they look to attack right now against Inter Milan. Returns it back into the middle of the park. Pau Kubasi on the ball there, finds Pedri, returns it back to Pau. And yes, Pau with the ball for Barcelona. Is that Pau?
No, that's Araujo.
That is Araujo, sorry. And yes, back is Pedri with the ball there. Pedri turns around, holds onto the ball, flicks it straight into the path of Lamine Yamal, controls it beautifully well, and finds his bride and the Marco there, and tosses it back into the middle of the park. Barcelona will look
That's
to attack
wicked,
now.
you know.
And yes, Pedri on the ball there, dribbles around, dances around the midfield of Inter Milan, finds Lamine Yamal, Bastoni, and the Marco doubling up against Lamine Yamal there. Yes, still Barcelona holding on to the ball. Inter Milan defending with almost all their players in defense right now. Yes, Eric Garcia, he crossed into the box there. That eluded all the Barcelona players on the box. Inter Milan regains possession. Barcelona restore it from them. Returns it back to the goalkeeper to reset play from the back there. Chesney finds his defender. Yes, Barcelona coming forward again. Here's a young Pedri with the ball there. My favorite to be the Ballon d'Or winner. Should Barcelona go on to win the UEFA Champions League? Yes, it's Rafinha on the ball for Barcelona. Returns it back into the path of his teammate. Looks inward into the midfield. Yes, Barcelona attacking there. Sends it off wide there. Finds Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal has about 3 players on him there. Just to go for the easier one. Drops a pass into the middle of the park. Still Barcelona. Mesmerizing. That is a Frankie de Jong there. And sends it back onto the path of Eric Garcia. Garcia holds onto the ball for Barcelona. Finds Rafinha. Rafinha cuts inward with the ball there. Finds Pedri. Pedri with the ball for Barcelona, returns it back to Eric Garcia. Inigo Martinez with the ball. He crossed into the box there. Easily broken out there by Barcelona. And here's Barcelona back in possession of the ball. Referee allows place to continue. Says that was ball to hand, not a foul. And here's Barcelona in the middle of the park. Yeah, beauty to the eye there. That was Pedri on the ball there. Barcelona back in possession, taking it all against Inter Milan. Lamine Yamal with the ball there. He has that Marco on him again. Returns it back to Araujo. Araujo finds his teammates. Yes, goes back to the goalkeeper who is out of his box to gather that. And finds his teammate there. Barcelona in possession. Back to Inigo Martinez, who is now playing as a left back for Barcelona. Inigo returns it back into the part of Mark Kubasi. Kubasi back to the goalkeeper. And Kubasi has also switched position on the pitch as he's now playing more of a left centre back for Barcelona. And yes, Araujo, who is now the captain for Barcelona, comes forward with the ball there, finds his teammates, returns it back, and finds Eric Garcia. Eric Garcia straight into the path of Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal has Bastoni and the Marco squaring up against him there. Still Barcelona in possession. Gradually, they are turning this game into a one-sided affair. Beautiful piece of skill there in the middle of the park, but unfortunately lost the ball. Referee came to his rescue, says that was an infringement from the Inter Milan defender, the Marco there, and it's going to be a free kick to Barcelona. The young Pedri, look at that turn. That was capable of breaking someone's rib there. Yes, Barcelona in the box there, but Inter Milan will clear their line and stay halfway there. Beautiful shot there, but that was way off target from the younger Pedri. Is that Pedri? No.
Yes, that's Pedri. Yeah. That's Pedri. That was a volley. That was intended for a volley. However, he could have actually settled that ball, controlled it, and taken a good shot. I think I prefer it that way than taking a chance at
the Marco has been withdrawn. What a night he has had against the 17-years-old Lamine Yamal in this encounter. We have seen it all in this game. You can see him gassing out. He's gassing out. He's seen it all. And it's currently 2-3 that game between Barcelona and Inter Milan. No goal to report in the second half of that game. 55 minutes, which means we've seen 10 minutes of action in the second half. And Inter Milan will be making a substitution. DeMarco out for Augusto Carlos will be coming in for the remaining 35 minutes of this encounter. What will he be bringing into this game? Is he capable of holding on to Lamine Yamal in this encounter? DeMarco tried all through for 55 minutes but couldn't hold that younger prodigy in this game. And Inter Milan will look to attack right now. And it seems like, they all really miss Lautaro Martinez's presence in this game.
Yeah, Lautaro Martinez, he's a player that doesn't show up until he puts one in the back of the net. He's just a hatchet man. You don't really miss them until they score. You create chances, and they actually know how to attack the spaces. So you won't miss them if they're not there. But if they're there, they'll be creating those opportunities. So you won't see them when absent, but when they're not there, the team knows they are not there because the creators, or shall I say the squad players and the ball passers, don't find the people to connect with. Lamine Yamal, for example, misses Lewandowski all the time he's not on the field because there are squad plays and crosses he wants to do, and he knows nobody else can pick it except Lewandowski's kind of agility. And Ferran Torres doesn't have that kind of agility fighting against the likes of Barella, the defenders of Inter Milan. He knows Ferran doesn't stand a chance with area balls, so he's not going to be able to put that. But should Lewandowski be in the mix, he's going to be throwing quite a number of those in the play. and
Okay,
that generates a goal.
Talking about Lewandowski, we have to talk about the age. You know, the age is not really on the side anymore. What are you guys looking at to replace him on the long run?
Yes, Lewandowski is a player that is supposed to be. The Barca is expected to replace, in the summer. Barca is working on getting a backup for Lewandowski.
It might be Marcus Rashford because I've seen the news of Rashford being interested in a move to Barcelona.
But Rashford is not.
He's not a nine. He's not a out for
and it's not even any. It's not the kind of Barca DNA.
Probably Magui shouldn't have left Barcelona for Chelsea.
Well, Magui is still in Chelsea as it is. And Magui wanted more play time, so there was no way Barca could hold him. Just the same way Man City could not hold Cole Palmer. You couldn't hold Magui. He wanted more play time, and that's why Barca actually was trying to secure the likes of Victor, that went to Betis.
Roque.
Victor Roque and Paul Victor and the likes of them. Barca has been looking for a replacement and a backup for Lewandowski, but they have to be more serious about that shopping in this summer break. And I think they have one or two players they're looking at right now. I can't seem to find their names, but
Here's Lamine Yamal on the ball for Barcelona. Cross into the box there. Beautiful defensive work there from the Inter Milan defender to cut that shot. And here's still Inter Barcelona, with the ball there. Looks to attack. And they've really been enterprising in the second half. Really full of options. What a turn there.
That should attract the yellow card.
That should have been a yellow card. And yes, the referee rightly dishing out that, flashing that yellow card against Calalogu there. That was a bad mat turn there from what's it called, Pedri there. He got that turn right. There was nothing Calalogu was going to do there. You have to pick one up for his team.
But Calalogu could have just let it be because all he needed to do was turn around because Pedri wasn't going anywhere per se. Just turn around and go and stand. Go queue up. That's the kind of dribble that was. Just go and queue again. You still have a chance to defend for your team and block him.
Yes, I'm back in place. Barcelona, Park Cubasi with the ball there. Switches position and finds his teammates there. Barcelona looking to break out against this Inter Milan, who are looking stubborn. Arajo with the ball there, chose to go back to the goalkeeper Szczesny. Szczesny takes it into the middle of the park and finds Park Cubasi there. Cubasi looks inward and finds Rafinha. Rafinha turns around, finds Ferran Torres. Torres with the ball there for Barcelona. What would they make out of that? They look to attack against Inter Milan. A chance for Barcelona to find himself in the ball. Switches play and finds Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal going straight against Carlos and yes, Pedri with the ball there, tries to shape himself up.
A shot.
Yes, Lamine Yamal back in possession of the ball. He has three to beat. Here's a chance for Barcelona with a beat for Barcelona. Someone came out to rescue that for Inter Milan. And yes, still Barcelona in a better position. The last 5 minutes seems to have been all Barcelona in this encounter. And finally, we are into 1 hour of football right there at the Luis Olímpico Stadium in Barcelona. It's still 2-2 between both sides. The first half was filled with goals, but the second half we are yet to see a goal in this encounter. Are you still expecting a goal, the Doc?
Yeah, well, I think we've only gone 15 minutes into this half, and we still have 30 minutes to play in regulation time. So yes, I'm still expecting 2 goals at least from Barca in the second half.
Okay, can you hear that from the Doc? Still expecting 2 goals from Barcelona in the second half. Let's see if Barcelona can actually do that and get us 2 goals in this encounter. Beautiful piece of skills we've seen from the boys in this encounter, but you can't also take anything away from Inter Milan. They've also held their own against this not fighting Barcelona side. Only 1 yellow card in this encounter shows how clean both sides have been in this game. That yellow card came straight into the hands of the Turkish captain Çalhanoğlu, who got that in this encounter. You can see the Inter Milan player. What are they protesting for there? I don't think the referee is interested in that.
Yeah, at this level of the game, semi-finals, UEFA Champions League, 2024-25 season, you don't expect referees to be blowing at every challenge, every physical push or pull on the striker. It's not going to happen. We saw so many of them yesterday when people expected, PSG should have had this penalty, Arsenal should have had this penalty. Same thing happened at the Copa del Rey final. At this level of the game, you don't expect all those infringements to be counted. They won't. Otherwise, the game will be messy. And that's what happens when you're raising your hand. The defender, when they're challenging him.
There's a chance for Inter Milan to break out against Barcelona. That was so close. That was so close, doesn't
That
do it
would have
there.
been an own goal
And you can see
by.
Dumfries asking, is that on ball on the part of Araujo there? Let's see that again. No, I think he got the ball out of with his nail there. And that was, oh, this was what they were asking for, the Inigo Martinez handball. I think that was the earlier shot from the Inter Milan players there. But it's going to be a corner kick to Inter Milan on the 61st minute of this encounter.
And we know they're dangerous
as we're approaching the
with spot
62nd.
kicks.
Yes, when it comes to set pieces up, you can't really take your eyes off the Inter Milan players. They have in the box there top players like you can always look up to. There's also the type of Marcos Thuram in the box there. We saw that set piece that gave us the better the second goal from Dumfries in this encounter. Let's see if Inter Milan can also do it again against Barcelona. 63 minutes of action, 27 more minutes to play in this one. It's still 2-2 between Barcelona and Inter Milan, and the referee is interested in having words with Barella and one other Barcelona player there. Yes, seems there've been a bit of infringement in the boxes, and that is Olmo and Barella, with the referees having a word with that. They should keep it safe and simple and be at peace in the box. And yeah, we are waiting for the start of this.
I think the referee is actually warning Olmo on holding the player. And Daniel Olmo was trying to show him that he was.
And that is the goal. We have the third goal already in this encounter. Dumfries having a fire game in this encounter. And what a great to get back into the lead. Dumfries with his second goal in this game for Inter Milan against Barcelona. And finally, Inter Milan has put one into the back of the net, and it's back to how it started. Inter 3, Barcelona 2, and now Barcelona has to pursue again.
Now, so this is an uphill task for Barca. And my challenge is, why did Chesney go and not go all the way? If you're going for it, then go all the way. Why turn back in the middle? Otherwise, stay in your post. That was Chesney's fault.
Worry go, worry leaf there from Dumfries, and I think he took a wicked deflection off the neck, off the shoulder of Danny Olmo there.
So Chesney would have just held the ball if he hadn't stepped off his line.
That would have been that should be an own goal for Danny Olmo. What a way to come back into this game. Inter Milan are now back in the lead in this one, 3-2. I'm scoring the third goal right there in the 64th minute. Dumfries with his second and Inter Milan's third goal in this encounter. And we're back to how we started right now. Yes, Barcelona now have to chase the game after chasing twice in this encounter. One more time they have to chase. And right now there's a big problem for Barcelona with the two fullbacks being withdrawn in this game. We know their impact when they attack for Barcelona, and it seems like now they have more of conservative fullbacks in this encounter.
Actually, as it is, I think I will vote for Inigo Martinez ahead of Gerard Martin. Gerard Martin might not be my type of respectable fullback, with enough respect to him. Not my type of respectable fullback.
What a goal! What is that, Rafinha? That is a speechless goal. What a goal! You can't take that. You don't do that on the pitch. You don't do that. You don't score that. You can't be scoring that, for Christ's sake.
I mean, you shouldn't. It shouldn't be happening. Look at that set piece.
That got me dumbfounded.
Even if I'm still wondering if it's
really a goal. Is it a goal? Was that a goal?
Was that a goal? Beautiful, superb goal. Barca back there. Wow. The shot was just on point. Perfect.
I'm so lost of adjectives to qualify that goal from Barcelona.
Inch perfect.
What a goal there from Rafinha. A man having a season of his own.
And then in the net. Beautiful.
Pick spot. Beautiful goal from Rafinha. Spotting the jersey number 11 for Barcelona. A typical goal made from Brazil there from him. What a way to come back in this one.
I expected. I thought the two goals were going to come for Barca, but the two goals seem to have come shared now. But we still need to have two more goals for Barca unreplied in this game. My belief is that Barca needs to have an advantage taken away from Camp Nou. Although with this Barca I'm saying, I don't think Inter will have an upper hand against them. Take them anywhere.
You're going to San Siro for
Take them to the Iceland. Lewandowski will be back.
Okay.
Balde will be back.
Yeah,
and then we have Bernal also training with the team now. Bernal is back training with the team, who is a very wonderful holding midfielder, pretty flexible, and very
Well,
fast with delivering
do you
the
think
ball.
as a Flick will be throwing Bernal, into the thick of action
No,
right
he
now?
may not be throwing him, but the depth will be there. Okay, look at the situation. We have Jao Kounde getting injured, Alex Balde getting injured. So you're going to need to have somebody to replace them who can actually deputize properly. The young is doing this right now, but we know that even that young man Bernal was doing better than the young at the start of the
We
season.
also have another substitution here is Femi Lopez who will be throwing into this encounter. We've seen the last of Dani Olmo in this encounter. Says Femi Lopez will be thrown in right now, and it looks like a like-for-like substitution having Femi Lopez. Another another intelligent player.
And I
you
think
can always
Olmo is still
enjoy.
knocking himself for allowing
Yeah.
that goal to go through. He was the one that was marking Dumfries.
Dumfries there. All right, straight into the 68th minute, 2 minutes away from the 70-minute mark, which will leave us with 20 more minutes to play in this encounter. It has been a night of beautiful goals in the UEFA Champions League. 6 beautiful goals we've seen tonight. The first was Thuram, taking one into the back of net in the 30 seconds. And Dumfries scoring the second goal off an acrobatic in the 21st minute. Lamine Yamal with a worthy goal in the 24th minute. Ferran Torres with another beautiful goal of his own in the 38th minute. Then we have Dumfries with another beautiful header in the 63rd minute. And we had that worthy goal from Rafinha in the
Beautiful,
65th
superb.
minute. There's no word to, qualify that goal from Lamine Yamal. It was out of the world. And should be one of those goals for
Rafinha.
goal of the for Rafinha, sorry.
Yeah.
It should be one of those goals of the season contender
That was his
come end
number
of the season
13th goal in this
in
tournament.
UEFA Champions League. Yeah, you can,
I see the highest.
he's the
goal.
top scorer. Yes,
Yeah.
Grass is out, so he's now the top outway or out. How they put it? For Christ's sake, he's now outly on his way there. 13 goals he has scored in the UEFA Champions League. Fantastic season for a player who was at a point almost being thrown out of Barcelona.
Yeah. If it was last season or at the
Or that
beginning
Deco,
of
if
the
Deco was still the manager, probably Deco would have
sent him away.
probably sold him out.
Or Xavi, you mean?
Xavi, sorry.
Xavi, yeah. Because Hansi Flick actually gave him a good chance to do those things that he loves to do. Gave him a lot of room to operate, gave him a roving room, and they made him a third or fourth captain, which actually gave him a lot of impetus.
Yeah, so Barcelona
Can
with the ball
somebody
there.
put this ball into
What
the
would they
net
make
of
out of that?
Inter,
Are we
please?
seeing another
And
beautiful
stop
goal there?
passing the ball
Yeah,
around the
ease off
18.
straight into the
Let
middle
somebody
there.
just take one shot or something, the mistake, and put it in the net of Inter.
Femi Lopez there.
Oh no,
Straight into the hands of the goalkeeper.
I took a
There's
wicked
nothing good out
deflection.
of that. Took a wicked deflection and straight
yeah.
into the hands of Soma. Conceding 3 goals will make you look like Soma is a bad goalkeeper tonight. But you have to look at the number of saves that young man
watch this game
has
too.
made in this game. This is a game you have to just, sit back in your room and have a rewatch
and
of the whole
watch.
90 minutes of this encounter. It has really been, an intriguing affair between these two sides in this game. 6 goals we've seen.
Oh, no,
6
we
beautiful
get a
goals,
yellow
no doubt.
card
And that is going to be a
for-
yellow card.
Is that Paul Kubasi? Oh, Kubasi. That's our most dependable defender. And he's 18 years old. That wasn't much of a yellow card
And
offense.
that's another substitution from Inter Milan right there in the 70th minute. Is Fratesi will be thrown in and Chalalogu being withdrawn in this encounter. And
Yeah,
let's see what
Çalhanoğlu already
Fratesi
has
will
a
bring.
card,
Yeah, I think
so
that's will be due to the yellow card
they need
he coped in this encounter.
Free
But
players that can they can do the dirty job in the midfield.
okay, as our game will start with a free kick from Inter Milan right there. And they'll look to get back into the lead in this one. 3-3 as it sits right now. But they want to get a victory over Barcelona in the first leg and to have an advantage going into the return leg at San Siro. But anything can still happen. Let's see if Barcelona can win this one against Inter Milan, just like the Duck has predicted. Inter Milan going forward
That's an
again.
offside, though.
And yeah, he's into the part of Marcos Thuram.
That's an
Beautiful defensive
offside.
work there from the Barcelona defender to cut that threat out. But still from Marcos Thuram with the ball there. And finally it's going out and you can see Paul Kubasi.
That should be an offside.
Yeah, probably. But the referee says no. He allows play to cut through. And that was good, calculative at one there from the young Paul Kubasi there.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a throw in there to is it Barcelona? Inter Milan. Yes, it's Inter Milan throwing against Barcelona right now. And it's the 72nd minute. Yes, we're barely on that 20
And
more minutes
that's where
to
they're
play
going to
in
make
this
the
game.
mistake, and Barca will score the 4th goal. Watch. It's going to happen now. Hold your
let's
breath.
see if that's
Now.
going to happen. Back to the goalkeeper.
Mistake.
Soma with the ball there. Plays out wide. And Barcelona regains possession, but lost possession almost immediately. Here's Inter Milan back in play. Yeah, he's
offside,
Thuram with the ball there. He has one to beat.
Thuram
What will he
was
make out
offside.
of that? Also onto
How
the
long
ball.
are they going to
Lost possession to Barcelona. Referee allows advantage, and Barcelona will turn the feints into attack and straight onto the path of Rafinha. A long cross into the box. And here's Inter Milan. Holds onto the ball. Back to Rafinha. Looks like, yes, it was an assist from Inter Milan to Barcelona there. And yes, Barcelona were back in possession. Enjoying the better part of possession now. And looks to come out against Inter Milan. Yes, Lamine Yamal holding on to the ball, has about 3 to beat there, returns it into the middle of the park. What will Barcelona make out of this? What would they make? A cross into the box there with that beat. Oh, couldn't get hold of that. And that rolls out for a throw into Inter Milan. 73 minutes gone in the second half.
That was too heavy. There was too much power from the cross of Inigo Martinez there for considering the height of Fermin Lopez. If it was a taller player,
how on earth?
That was a superb goal.
There was nothing the goalkeeper was going to do.
No, he had no chance at all.
There was nothing.
He had no chance.
And funny enough, that was coming out.
Yeah,
but he had to just, put that into the back of the net.
Keeper had to assist.
There was no way he was going to deny the word.
So that goal is actually for the keeper.
Yeah, it's an own goal. It's all
so
going from bad to worse from him. Yeah, it's
goal.
not getting that goal. Yes, back to 12 years, like the Doc rightly said. Yes, Rafinha's number of goals in the UEFA Champions League is back to 12 goals, not 13, as that goal has been dashed out to Jan Soma as the goal scorer of that goal. Barcelona's third goal. Yes, Barcelona looking for a fault there. Rafinha holding on to that and sends that into the box there. But Barcelona, Inter Milan back in possession. Looks to attack against this Barcelona side. And through that forward there. Araujo there to the rescue. Half-clear there. Inter Milan back in possession. And that should be a foul there. But the referee allows players to continue. Well, came back to call them. And says that was an infringement on that young man in the middle of the park. Talking about Barella. It's going to be a free kick to Inter Milan. 74 minutes of action. The other 60 more minutes to play in regulation time.
Fermin Lopez made a wrong call, passing that ball wide to Rafinha. He was very close to the goalpost, sending it wide for Rafinha because but the ball was too heavy. So Rafinha had to open up again to get to that ball. So the cross was ineffective because he had to use his last stage effort to send the ball into that area. Otherwise, Lopez should have taking his own chance, taking a shot from that place, or delayed play a little for Rafinha to settle in before taking that kind of pass. And I think that's
you don't play with that should be the goal, and that is the goal. That is the fourth goal. And like I called, you don't play with him there. The offside to the rescue.
We had to drink water for
you don't play with Dumfries there. How on earth are you guys giving that space for him to drop a cross? For Christ's sake, let's do that again. Oh, I think VR will be interested in this.
Yeah,
VR will be interested. Let's see if that is rightly going to stand as offside.
We should go and check
it. The player there.
We are not taking that goal in.
That wasn't an offside. We are waiting for VR final.
He had his body, behind the defender. His body, half of his body was behind the defender. By the time they draw the lines, you will see that.
There's a VR goal. There's a VR check on that goal to see if that was actually a goal. And trust VR, it's going to be a semi-automated, offside check there. And we are waiting for the confirmation. Yeah, they run it in UEFA Champions League.
It's offside.
And that goal is not given. It's an offside. And you can see the dog can breathe, like you said.
We had to hold our breath there for VR.
Had to be let out there by VR. When they thought they've considered one, when Inter Milan thought they've seen probably the winner in this encounter, but God came back to help Inter and Barcelona there. And still Inter Milan in possession now. Looks to attack. Here's a chance for Dumfries. Finds himself in the box, but he chose to lay that down for his teammates, who finally wasted that. He should have gone for goal, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, he wanted to go for goal, but the defender was in his way. The defender was standing right there.
After that first cut, this will have been an offside.
Will have been an offside, that's right.
Why is Thuram just going to different offside positions in this encounter?
I think it's the Barca highlight.
Yeah, it was Dumfries there. After the first cut, this is it. Aim for the goal there.
Yeah, could have taken the left.
You should have aimed for a goal there. Yes,
let's go.
Inter Milan not going to lose that. And we are straight into the 77th minute. 13 more minutes to play in regulation time in this game between Barcelona and Inter Milan. It has really been an interesting one in this game, and that's the confirmation. It's an own goal in the 65th minute that brought back Barcelona in this encounter. Soma with the own goal, unfortunate own goal. And yes, Lamine Yamal beats you. That should be a free kick to Barcelona, and rightly given. But which going to score this free kick?
Rafinha.
And that's on 7th minute. They had to bring him now, and that was the only way, to get the ball off his feet. This is the semi-automated. Yes, the semi-automated. It's the foot.
No,
it's the boots there.
Had a lot of things ahead.
I think it's just the boots. It's just the boot. That was the red. That was the red angle there.
And he had half of his leg across, even his knee.
Okay, here's a free kick to Barcelona from a promising position in the 78th minute of this encounter. A chance for Barcelona to go ahead in this game for the first time in this encounter. Someone is a stormy block there. Can they beat him from the set pieces?
Yes.
Let's see if that's going to be happen.
We need the goal.
Yes, happen in this moment.
Catalans
yes, the moment of truth for
all
Barcelona. What will they make out of those?
All supporters worldwide need this goal.
Rafinha starting on this free kick situation. He has
the whole world.
Jan Sommer.
The whole world is
Sommer already. Can they go into white jubilation? Going ahead in this encounter for the first time. Jan Sommer still remains the stubborn block for Inter Milan. And go straight at goal into the hands of Jan Sommer. Good sharp reflexes from the goalkeeper there.
How did he do that?
As he gathers that. And that would have gone in against another goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Let me give you a name.
I actually expected that
against Sanchez. That would have been a goal.
Sanchez.
Chelsea goalkeeper.
I think I'm Sanchez may save it. Oh.
No. I think the goalkeeper was saying that. It went around the wall.
Yeah. And it was not strong enough. It was not strong enough.
Okay, still Barcelona coming out to attack right now. Looks like the better side of the two in this encounter. Ourselves that wide there. Still Barcelona attacking. Lamine Yamal making a way there, but Inter Milan easy to cut that out, and they'll look to turn defense into attack. Thuram drops it straight into the path of Italian. Here's Inter Milan. What will they make out of this? A chance for them to send one into the box there. Pedri doing defensive work there. Kubasi comes out to gather that, but drops a favor for Inter Milan, and Barcelona regains the ball, looks to initiate an attack. Can they turn defense into attack right now? Lamine Yamal, wow, too easily there, turns around beautifully. He has what it takes to be the man of the match in this encounter. Beautiful cut out there by Bisec there for Inter Milan, and Inter will break out now, looks to attack there, and straight into the path. Here's the goalkeeper. Went for the easiest one there and went to safety.
Will not wait for a fourth time. Will not wait for a fourth time.
What was that for Lamine Yamal? How do you do that?
Number two.
And the second one was against Thuram there. Beautifully done there from Lamine Yamal. One. Bastoni out of it. Thuram out of it.
And then he quickly sent the ball forward.
Straight out.
Sent it forward.
Outside of his
but for the prowess of the defender, otherwise Rafinha will have been on the way to goal.
We're straight into the 80th minute of this encounter. It's still 3-3 between Barcelona and Inter Milan. And Inter Milan are making double substitution right there on the 80th minute. Who are they bringing into this game? Are they going to change the face of the game? We have the experienced players coming in there, and what will they be bringing? We have Damian from I remember Damian from Manchester United, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Damian.
You have to give it to this man there, Dumfries. Fantastic game he has played today for Inter Milan. 2 goals to his name and 1 assist. Should they end up to 3-3, probably he will be named the man of the match. And we also have Zelensky will be thrown into this encounter. Dumfries and Thuram being withdrawn. Another player who has scored for Inter Milan, Marcus Thuram with the first goal in the 30th second. When we thought Inter Milan were coming all out to embarrass Barcelona tonight, but Barcelona said not tonight in this encounter. So we have Zelensky coming in, and Damian for Inter Milan. Damian with an immediate job to do there. He has to take a throw in for Inter Milan to restart play in the 81st minute. Barely nine more minutes to play in this encounter. Should there be a goal in this game, it might just be the winner. Let's see Barcelona. Finally I'm seeing Christensen play for Barcelona. When was the last time I saw this guy play football, for Christ's sake?
He had injuries.
Used to be a promising lad, yes, when coming up through the rank at Chelsea.
But you know he's always injury prone, even at
Yeah, right
Chelsea.
from Chelsea has always been
He's
injury,
always
but
been injury
he's
prone.
also a reliable defender any day.
Yes, pretty
Yes.
reliable, and he's a good passer of the ball. He
Mm-hmm.
can actually pass well.
Okay, so Barcelona breaking out here to attack, but with Christensen coming into this game, it seems
Yeah.
like yes, Barcelona are ready to to defend for the remaining 8 minutes of the second
No,
half.
I think Barca is going to take out De Jong for Christensen.
And throw
Uh,
Christensen into the middle of the park.
no, throw. Yeah, Christensen somewhere there, or Eric Garcia coming to the center. Christensen can go to the other side.
Mm.
As you can see, Barca has been suffering from the sides. A lot of passes have been coming through the left flank. Inigo Martinez is definitely not used to playing the left wing back, and he doesn't have the pace. He doesn't have the pace to catch up with Dumfries, who had been taking advantage of his, should I say, old age or lack of pace. And I don't know what they're trying to do, but I think it might look like that. So we will expect Barca to start play right now, and Christensen will be coming on for Pau Kubasi.
Wow.
Kubasi is leaving the field for Christensen, and Pedri will also be leaving the field for who exactly? Pedri is leaving for Gavi. Gavira is coming on to play for Pedri. As it is, Barca's firepower might drop a bit.
I think they are more ready to defend for the last 7 minutes of this encounter. Because we've started seeing Inter Milan, trying to throw some some of the first splitting passes into the Barcelona half. But let's see how they handle the remaining 6 minutes of this encounter, because we're straight
Now
into
you know
the
Pau
84th
Kubasi already
minute,
considered got a yellow card, and he won't be able to prostrate easily.
So it's better they withdraw him.
Exactly,
Yes.
and bring somebody who can still dive at tackles.
Okay, so three out of the 4 defenders who started this game for Barcelona has been withdrawn. Kounde being forced out through injury. We also saw Gerard Martin being withdrawn for the captain Araujo, and now we're seeing Pau Kubasi also being withdrawn for Andres Christensen. So they need experience out the back. So let's see what kind of steal Christensen breaks into the defense of Barcelona for the remaining 6 minutes of this encounter. We're approaching the 85th minute of this game. It's still 3-3 between Barcelona and Inter Milan. It has really been an interesting affair between both sides. Even though it's a draw game, well, we've seen a lot of goals, a lot of beautiful goals, no doubt.
And apart from the goals, you could see attack has been going from one side of the field to the other, goalpost to goalpost. You can't say Barca controlled possession, but Inter created so many good chances, so many big chances were created, and they scored quite a number of them. And Barca goes forward again. What would they do with it? The defenders of Inter are all over the place, and that player has been injured. I guess that should be Eric Garcia.
All right, straight into the 85th minute of that encounter. Eric Garcia going straight into Damian there. And Damian is currently on the top. He should be receiving treatment anytime soon.
I don't think he will
Then
continue.
players
He's
should
been
be
knocked
able
on
to
the head.
continue. You can see the bench, experienced players on this bench of Inter Milan. And they'll be looking to come back into the second leg right there at home at the San Siro, where they will be feeling at home against this Barcelona side. And I think a draw here is actually a good result for Inter Milan.
I actually don't agree with you, because they will be under a lot more pressure playing in front of their fans. The fans will support them. The fans will make all the noise. However, they will be under a lot of pressure to deliver, because they started this game by scoring 2 goals ahead of Barca. They got the advantage, and one will expect that they should take advantage of their early goals, but that was not to be, and Barca will attack again. No, and get rid.
Straight into the 86th minute, and Inter Milan attacking right now against Barcelona. Barcelona regains possession, sends it back to the goalkeeper Szczesny there, and Szczesny will drop it for his
That should be
teammate
the
there.
first touch of Christensen in this game.
Christensen with the first touch and drops it into the middle of the park. Yes, Barcelona attacking one more time. Araujo on the ball there, switches and finds who's that?
Eric Garcia.
Eric Garcia returns it back to Araujo. Araujo with the ball, looks inward into the defense and finds his teammate Barcelona attacking there. Pedri with the ball and looks to attack
no more Pedri.
Oh, Pedri's out.
Yeah, that's Frankie.
Yeah, he's out. He's out. That's Frankie de Jong there. Here's Barcelona attacking against Inter Milan. Lamine Yamal drops that on the plate there, but couldn't get to who he was aimed at. Yes, but Inter Milan will attack right there in the 87th minute. 3 more minutes to play in regulation time. We should be having about 4 to 5 more minutes additional time at the end of 90 minutes in this encounter. Simeone Inzaghi right there, right there, frustrated. You can see it written on his face.
No, but I think Simeone Inzaghi should be happy for this fine result he's getting. This is a fair result to come play Barca, this wonderful Barca team. Take a shot! Take a shot! Take a shot, T! Idiot!
Wow.
Oh my God!
That
was a goal post! Oh Lord!
How on net that came to his head?
How did the goal?
There's a counter.
Pardon
The
me.
woodwork to the red zone. Lamine Yamal has gone crashing at the woodwork and back to where it started. Lamine Yamal with the ball, asked to beat
That
in
was
the
a
box
lift
there,
from
comes in
Yamal.
straight into the box and drops a pass to his teammates. Well, Barcelona, he has a back in play there. He has a back to Lamine Yamal. Yamal
Take a
space
shot.
himself, looking to get that space.
Take a shot,
Yes,
C.
so Barcelona,
Please
what
take
would they
a
make out
shot,
of that?
somebody.
Inter Milan has almost everybody back. They back in the defense for them. 2 moments to play in this encounter. A shot there, but went straight into the wall. Set there by the
wall
Inter
is
Milan.
like a train.
And
This
yes,
was a
Barcelona
built. They built a
playing around the
locomotive.
face there. Yes, Barcelona, what would they make out of that? Pass into the box there. Still Barcelona cross into the box. That beats. Inter Milan says no, that is not going to be it, and they are not even in the rush to attack against Barcelona. Bring the ball to us at the back. That's
Inter
what I'm
Milan will
playing.
rather preserve this draw than to try and get something else.
Beautiful piece of skill there. Cross into the box there, but still Barcelona in possession. Rafinha with a cross there, but to who? To nobody. Yes, Inter Milan trying to break out on the run there. Barcelona regains possession.
I think
Looks to
Barca can
attack
get
right
a
now.
penalty in
Let's
this
see if they
9
can
minutes.
get a 9 minutes goal in this encounter to complete their total comeback in this one. Lamine Yamal with the ball there, sends one into the box.
It looks like these people have more than 2 legs. Legs are just coming out of every part of their bodies and just plop all over the place. And these satanic defenses, I don't understand. I think what can we do?
Into the 89th minute, a cross there destined for Rafinha, but couldn't get onto that. And Inter Milan will clear their lines halfway. It's going to be a throw into Barcelona. Look at that. Where was that coming from? That would have dropped into the back
my
of there for
God.
Christ's sake.
That was messy
Was
like.
that a mistake or it just happened?
No, I think that was the intention. That was just Messi like. You remember Messi versus Betis in 2019? It was
going to be a
just,
throw into Barcelona. There is the 90th minute of this encounter. We are straight into the last minute of regulation time in this beautiful game. Interesting one tonight between Barcelona and Inter Milan. This is what the UEFA Champions League is always made of. It's always a night of magic, and that is magic unfolding in our face. Inter's going to go up ahead. Barcelona responding with 2 goals. Inter getting the 3rd goal when they thought they've won it all. But Rafinha eats a bullet in that game for Barcelona's equalizer. Which goes to get the winner in the later of this game. And yes, Inter Milan clearing their lines. They don't even have much money up front there. It's Barcelona who are camped in the Inter Milan's half. And Inter Milan also soaking all the pressure they can soak for the last moment of this game. And it's 5 minutes. Is that 5 for 3?
it's 3 minutes.
It's 3 minutes additional
added
time. The referee says he's not interested in seeing much more of this encounter. We have both sides after 3 more minutes
Can
to
Barca
get
score
the
one
winner
more
in
goal?
this one. Who's going to get that winner? What a shot there!
Inigo Martinez.
Inigo
That was
Martinez
just
with
the
that
hand
worthy
of
shot.
Sommer.
And Sommer to the
that's
rescue there.
Rafinha.
That's Rafinha again.
Whoa.
What a better there from Rafinha. And Sommer this time
Wow.
around won't allow that to
It
beat
could have
him.
just been like a repeat of the first
Yeah,
one.
it's almost a repeat of that, but took a lucky hand from Sommer. And Barcelona has a corner kick in the first minute of 3 minutes additional time. What will they make out of this? There is be a chance for them to get into the lead in this encounter and get the 4th goal in this game. And it's still 3-3 in that game between
will be
Inter Milan
better
and
than a
Barcelona.
draw.
What a game we have in our time there. Into the box there. Barcelona still in possession. Inter Milan still looking to clear their lines and finally clears the lines there. And we're into the 2nd minute of 3 minute additional time. And he's straight into the box. A cross there. Back in play. And a cross into the box. But that's aimed at nobody there. It's going to be a throw into Barcelona. And we're straight into the 2nd minute of 3 minutes additional time. A low cross with this beat. With that beat,
Oh, too
but that
much.
was too much to get onto
Too
there.
much for Lamine
And you can see
Yamal.
it on the face of the manager. So Flick, looking at the clock, he knows that we have just 1 minute to play. 1 minute to try and get it. 1 minute to try harder again for that winner in this encounter. Look at that moment there. Lamine Yamal. There was nothing so I was going to do. You would have looked out into the back of the net.
Just an inch too heavy.
All right, that's Aza 3-3 stands right there in the second minute of additional time, and we're straight into the third minute, the final minute. And always remember, it's always a minimum of, not a maximum of time. So it's a minimum of 3 minutes, which can go beyond 3 minutes at the discretion of the referee. Here's Barcelona coming forward to attack right now. In the last minute of this encounter, we're straight into the 20 seconds there. There's still Barcelona in possession. What will they make out of that? Looks to attack against Inter Milan. Returns it back into the defense there. Is that Christensen? If I'm mistaken, yes, Barcelona will look to attack there. Sends it back into the path of the captain, Araujo. Ronald Araujo comes forward and drops it to Eric Garcia. Garcia goes out wide into part of Lamine Yamal. Yamal has Vitesse to beat, holds onto the ball there, drops a low pass there, returns it back. Yes, still Barcelona actions of Inter Milan in this moment. Yeah, Lamine Yamal couldn't get in there touch, and that's
They're really toying with their emotion, you know.
yeah, it's
really
Inter
toying with
Barcelona back with the ball there, and the referee says he has seen enough.
no.
Final whistle.
Oh,
It's a night
no.
of interesting football, no doubt, at Barcelona. Though it ended 3-3, but it's not a disappointing night of football. You have to enjoy this tactical and technical beauty and brilliance from the both managers, who had come all out to attack against each other. 6 beautiful goals from both sides, 3 apiece in this encounter. And what a night we've seen on the first day of the semi-final, on the second day of the semi-final. And
Yeah.
that is how it ended at Luis Olimpico Company Stadium.
Yes.
3-3 it ended in that game between Barcelona and Inter Milan. The Doc, your final say.
Yeah, so that was a good game. I expected like a 6-goal game, and we got 6 goals, but it went in wrong directions. It wasn't supposed to be shared equally. It was supposed to be 2 for them, 4 for Barca. But as it is, what it means is the game will be decided as speculated at San Siro.
Okay, you have to give it to the Dane goalkeeper there. The Denmark goalkeeper, talking about Jan Sommer. Beautiful night of football from that goalkeeper. Though he considered 3 goals, but you have to give it to him. Yes, we still have a date. Yes, all the 2 semi-finals are not done. PSG defeated Arsenal 1-0 in the first leg at the Emirates Stadium. There's still everything to play for in Paris. And also tonight, Barcelona 3, Inter Milan 3. There's still everything to play for right there at San Siro. So we come your way again. Let's bye for now.